Hello friends. So today we will just continue with our last lecture. That is, in the last lecture we have seen about the pure solidification of pure metals and what is the solidification processes. So in the equilibrium diagram there are many more important parts related to identify the different kind of that properties of material. Now in the testing phenomena we have got some sort of that properties of material, but the main part, whatever may the composition and all those terms, that is very important, and which kind of that composition that particular material is there, that we are going to cover in this particular topic, that we have already discussed those things. But now in this particular lecture we will just go with the concept of cooling curves and whatever may be the Gibbs phase rule what we have seen in the second lecture, that we are going to implement in this particular lecture. Now first of all I will just remember or try to tell you that Gibbs phase rule once again, and that has been applied on cooling curves. So the cooling curves is the graphical plot of phases of element on a temperature versus time. So whatever maybe the cooling curves are there, that is the time dependent phenomena, and that time has been recorded based on the temperature variation. So whatever may be the temperature variation, that is the very important part, and that temperature causes the different kind of that phases of that particular material. So if we'll increase the temperature of certain material, after the melting point, that material will be in the liquid state, and if that temperature is dropping below the melting point, the majority of that particular material is just converted into the solid phase. So this phase transformation phenomena will be there, and that we have seen in some sort of that pure material, and this particular that phases that resulting during the solidification is different for the various alloy composition. So the most common cooling curves are these are the four common cooling curves. One is for pure metals, second for binary solid solution, that is the alloy in which two metals are there, that is the combination, that's why it is called as an alloy, and that's why it is called as a binary. So in pure metal only one composition or it is there, or any single material it is there, then the eutectic binary alloy and for off eutectic binary alloy. So these four cooling curves that we are going to see in the next part, but for this particular lecture only we will focus on the pure metals cooling curve for the pure metals and the cooling curve for the binary solid solution, because just the understanding of the basic phenomena, it is very important. Once you can be able to understand how that Gibbs phase rule has been implemented over there, you can be able to implement that particular Gibbs phase rule for any kind of that cooling curve. Okay, so these four cooling curves are very much important. Then we will just go further with the cooling curves for the pure metals. Now first you just try to understood this particular diagram, what exactly the structure is and how that particular time versus temperature dependent phenomena that is varying on the particular graph. So basically suppose any material it is there, so this will be the 0 degree Celsius temperature that we have set, okay, for the pure metal. So this is the 0 degree, that is, you just try to understand exactly it will not be the 0 degree anytime, but if suppose uh, we will consider about the water, okay, so that particular 0 degree Celsius that we have set for the water, and above the 0 degree Celsius temperature, that water is in the liquid state. Exactly at the 0 degree we have seen, at the 0 degree some sort of that water will be present in the liquid state and some sort of that ice formation it is there, so that will be the combination of liquid and solid state at the 0 degree. But again, if we are freezing, that means when the temperature will be goes below the 0 degree Celsius, then it will be converted into the solid. That is, we are saying that this is the ice state. Okay, so here some F values has been written. Okay, so for the liquid state, F is 1. For the solid state, that for the 0 degree, that is the liquid and solid state, F is 0. Then this for the solid state, again the F is equal to 1. So what is this F? We will cover into the next part or in the next slide. Now, Gibbs phase rule. So that in the last lecture, okay, before 2 lectures, we have seen what is the Gibbs phase rule. So Gibbs phase rule, that is the P plus F is equal to C plus 1. So that term has been cleared over there. In the second lecture, if you try to go into the depth, you just refer that second lecture. In that Gibbs phase rule, I have clearly stated. So no need to just go again with those similar concept over here. Again, it will be took some time. So again, in short, I will repeat it. So P is the phase. P stands for the phase. That F stands for the degree of freedom. So that we have seen over there. So that degree of freedom, basically that Gibbs phase rule is P plus F is equal to C plus 2. But pressure they have took constant, many more researchers, and that's why that has been modified. That is P plus F is equal to C plus 1. So Gibbs, it is in 1875 he have just established this mathematical equation for the material, and when we took that pressure has been constant, this term has been modified. P plus F is equal to C plus 1. Okay, so what is this P? That is the number of phases existing in the system under the consideration. Number of phases in the sense what? Whatever may the region we are considering, how many phases are there? That is liquid, solid, or anything else. Then F, it is this just degree of freedom that we have to identify that degree of freedom by considering the remaining terms. So C is the number of components or elements in the system. So components in the sense it is related to the material. If we have took the single material, that number of component will be 1, and that this 1 will be the constant. Now, how it has been implemented region wise, how that F has been found out, that we will see over here, which is very much interesting. Okay, so just consider this particular diagram. So this will be the liquid. Now A to B region. So this term or this particular diagram has been divided into the region. Here that A, B, C, D, it is not written, but I will tell you this will be the point. This particular point is referred as an A, because just see, something you have to just imagine during the lecture hours itself. So that's why I have just tell you that this will be the A, this will be the B, this point will be the C, and this point will be the D. So this particular diagram is divided into these 4 phases, A, B, C, and here it will be a D. Okay. Now, in the region A to B, okay, so region AB represents the liquid state. Solidification starts at B and continue until C. The region CD represents the solid state. Okay, so this will be the C to D. It will be represent the solid state, and A to B at the B point. What is happening? So at B point, solidification it will be just started. So that's why it is just a combined phase, liquid plus solid. Now we will apply this Gibbs phase rule according to this regions. So region AB. So this region AB, what it indicates, that is P plus F is equal to C plus 1. Now we have to identify this remaining terms, and we have to just find out what is the value of F, that is the degree of freedom, means how many variables are there. Now P, that is the phase. In this particular diagram, in A to B, only one phase it is there, that is liquid. The temperature is dropping, but the phase of that particular material is only single phase, that is the liquid. And that's why in this P we have took one value for this P. because only that liquid is only single phase over here. That's why 1 plus F. Then for the C, we have took the 1 value because the component in pure metals, only one component it is there. Okay, means single component. We have just seen it is not the alloy, means we are not mixing the two components. So might be there is some sort of that some variation in the material, it is there, that percentage of carbon and likewise it is there. But the single component, we are considering the pure metal as a single component, and that's why that value is 1 plus 1. And therefore, when we will calculate this F term, it will be a 1. So thus F is equal to 1 means that only one variable, that is the temperature, can be varied without changing the liquid phase of the system. So here we can be able to see that the temperature is varying. So F is equal to 1 over here. So degree of freedom, it is F. F is equal to 1. Now, through this diagram only we can be able to see here that pressure we have took already constant. So composition, it is also not varying because this constant, whatever may be in this term, whatever may be this constant is taken. So that composition, it is also not varying because pure metal it is there. And that's why, because of that pure metal, we have took that value as a 1 plus 1. Okay. Now, in this particular phase, that is from B to C, we can be able to say that the temperature is not varying, temperature is constant, and directly we can be able to say that F is equal to 0. But how it has been calculated, that we are just going to see over here in the region BC, P plus F is equal to C plus 1. Now, here phases are two, that is liquid and solid. For region A, that BC, the region BC, the two phases are there, that is liquid plus solid. And that's why, because of this liquid plus solid, this value for P we have taken as a 2. But again, the value of C is only 1 because the component in pure metal, it is only 1. And therefore, when we are calculating this F, that is equal to 0. So there is no any degree of freedom. Okay, so that value of F is equal to 0 means that no variable amongst the temperature and pressure can be varied without changing the liquid plus solid phase of the system. If the temperature is increased, the metal goes into the liquid state, and if the temperature is lowered, it goes into the solid state. Now similarly for the region C, D, P plus F is equal to C plus 1. Now in the region CD, 1 plus F is equal to 1 plus 1. Now here in the region CD, again if you see that region CD, only one state it is there, that is the only solid. Now similarly like AB, here that CD on the phase is only solid, and that's why the degree of freedom is 1. That is only again the temperature is varying, means temperature is dropping in that particular phase, and that's why the temperature is only single variable without changing the solid phase of system. Now we will just see the cooling curve for binary solid solution, that is for the alloy. Now in the binary solid solution, this is the diagram, that is the liquid phase, then this will be solid phase will be started, but phase change start at this particular temperature and phase change finish at this particular temperature. It is not the pure material, so that's why the temperature will not be constant. And in this particular phase, now how we are going to calculate? In short, I will explain now. For the pure metal, you understood those things. Now for this particular binary metal, how it has been calculated, just see. For the region AB, again this will be a region AB. For the region AB, P is equal to 1 because only the liquid state it is there. Now C is equal to 2. Why this C is equal to 2? Because we have taken the alloy, and that's why the component in the alloy, suppose nickel chromium, it is suppose just alloy it is there, or we have just taken as an FeC, that is the alloy, then that components are 2 in that case. So that's why it is taken as an 2, and therefore F is equal to 2. So thus F is equal to 2 means any two variables, that is the temperature and composition. Now composition, it is the variable because we have taken as an alloy, and that's why that composition we have taken as an variable over here, and again here we can be able to see the temperature is dropping over here. Okay, so the temperature is dropping, and that's why here two variables are there, that is temperature as well as the composition, and these are the two variables for the first phase in the binary. Okay, now similarly for the next two phases, that is for the region BC, P plus F is equal to C plus 1. Now here that P is equal to 2. Why it is 2? Because the two phases are there, that is the liquid and solid. C again 2, because already we have said that is it is the alloy, and that's why in the alloy the constant is 2 over here, because two components are present in the alloy, and that's why that F is equal to 1. Now what is the F is equal to 1 means that only one variable, that is the temperature, and can be varied without changing the liquid plus solid phase of the system. Now here that composition is not varying. Okay, only the temperature is varying, and after this again that F will be 2, because once it will be just converted into the solid state, again the two variables, that is the temperature and composition, it will be there. Now for the region CD, again only solid state it is there, so that's why P is equal to 1. F we have to find out, C is equal to 2, and here is 1. Therefore F is equal to 2, and that's why for this particular region CD, F is equal to 2 means any two variables, temperature and composition, can be varied without affecting the solid phase of the system. Now these are the two cooling curve diagram. Okay, one is for the pure metal and second one is for the binary solid solution, and how that cooling curves that we have calculated. Now here for this particular region, F is equal to 2, that is two variables, composition as well as the temperature. Here F is equal to 1, only the temperature variation is there, composition will not be varied. And again for here in this particular region, F is equal to 2, that is the temperature and composition are the variables. So I hope you have understood these two terms, and the remaining two cooling curves we will see in the next lecture. So thank you very much for the patience listening.